Hello everybody, it's been a few days since CS2 has come out, and so this video is now presented to you in order to give you guys an idea of what you should do going forward with investing with CS2 and with the investments that you already hold. We'll get into that after a word from our sponsor, SkinSwap. This video is sponsored by SkinSwap. So SkinSwap is a marketplace and trading site, and it's got a ton of great features. If you want to swap out some of your old skins for new ones, you can go ahead and use the trades tab. They've got a huge inventory of different items to choose from, but if you just want to instantly cash out your skins, they also have a sell feature that allows you to put your skins in and get paid directly. Or you can even use the site as a regular marketplace, and you can buy discounted skins directly from their inventory. When you use the link in the description, you can get a completely free item, and also SkinSwap offers a 40% deposit bonus. So go check out SkinSwap with the link below. Thanks. Alright, I'm going to try and get you in and out of this video ASAP. So starting off with Paris. As we all know, Paris was carried over to the CS2 store. This obviously got a lot of people worried, and many of the Paris stickers have tumbled down a few dollars, while the capsules remain fairly stable. This has led many people to ask when Paris will finally be removed from the game, and with some pretty frequent patches from the CS2 development team, the prospects on Paris may seem to get a little bit darker. But rest assured, as I talked about in my recent video, Paris Hollows are still at a very, very high price level. Their current price performance is absolutely dwarfing the most recent Borderless sticker edition, which was Antwerp. The cheaper stickers, such as Liquid and Monty, are actually about the same price that the Cloud9 Antwerp Hollow was, back when the Antwerp sale was going on. So that leads me to believe that Paris has a gigantic amount of demand behind the stickers themselves. And that's what's most important here. Even if supply is extremely high, if the demand for Paris Hollows is high enough, the investors are going to see a lot of value and are going to buy in. And seeing as investor demand is generally what carries sticker investments, that should bode pretty well for Paris as we go into the future. The more days that Paris is available in the store, the worse that the short-term prospects of it gets, in my opinion. But in terms of the long-term prospects of Paris, I still think we're in a very good position here. Like I said before, Paris Hollows provide so much value to the market in terms of the crafts and just their general design. They're at the forefront of sticker designs, so as a result, I would say there's very good odds that Paris performs well in the long term and medium term. Now, looking forward for Paris, we do of course have the Copenhagen Major coming up. That should be in about 6 months or so. Now, I do anticipate that they could potentially move back the Copenhagen Major because there are a lot of complaints on the pro side from CS2's performance, so we'll have to see if the Copenhagen Major date is actually going to be accurate, but assuming that it is, that means we essentially have 6 more months until another sticker edition. Now, even though the Paris sale has been going on for a very long time, it should still be removed far before that 6 months time hits, so Paris should have a solid amount of time without the sale going on to grow before the Copenhagen Major happens. Now, for the Copenhagen Major, we're going to have 2 different options for what the stickers are going to look like. We'll either have borderless stickers from Copenhagen, or we'll have bordered stickers. Now, just like with how Paris interacted with Stockholm and Antwerp, if the Copenhagen Major stickers are borderless, then that could temporarily be kind of bad for Paris and for Antwerp and for Stockholm even. But if the Copenhagen Major stickers are bordered, that should end up being pretty good for our borderless iterations, because it means the potential of having more borderless stickers won't be the case until the next major after Copenhagen. So when that 6 months time comes around, you'll have to take a slight risk on if you want to sell or if you want to buy, and that should be the next major update for Paris after its removal. But yes, generally speaking, just based on how much value the Paris stickers are providing to the market and how in demand they seem to be comparatively, I'd say the prospects for Paris are still solid. Now, in terms of skin investments, skins have performed very weirdly since the launch of CS2. Some skins have decreased and some have gone up quite a bit, and some have kind of stayed the same. But generally speaking, for skin investments, your best bet right now is probably to hold. The CS2 launch didn't really have very much content, and the player count was up at about 1.3 million players, which for context is actually pretty low. Our all-time peak is 1.8 million players, and we had recently reached a peak of 1.5 million players. So the actual launch of CS2 was actually pretty underwhelming in terms of the player counts. This is likely due to the lack of content in CS2. Not only did we not get a new operation or a new case or something of that nature, but we actually got some game modes removed. We don't have community servers, we don't have danger zone, we don't even have short matches. So there's kind of a lower incentive to actually play CS2, even compared to just CSGO itself. And this has been reflected by a lot of the community responses. People have generally been seeing the game fairly negatively recently, and that I would personally agree with. I think if the CS devs stated that the launch was actually an open beta and wrapped it as such, we would not be seeing nearly as negative of a reaction. But of course, they sort of shipped it as a full release, and so that leaves a lot of people disappointed and wanting more. But rest assured, as time goes on, we should get many of the lacking game modes and a lot more content, especially going into this first month. One of the biggest pieces of evidence I have for this is the fact that we've already had like 3 or 4 patches since CS2 has dropped. The devs seem to be working on a lot of things, especially getting all those bugs knocked out and making the game smoother and better every single day. They're also, of course, working on improving skins. Pretty much every patch has had a skin improvement, so it's very clear that that is still a priority for them, and as a result, I could see us getting an operation operation or a new case, at least in this first month. So basically, the prospects for CS2 look really good, and right now it may just look a little bit negative. So even though I'm not an oracle and I can't predict what's going to actually happen, I would say right now is probably just a good time to hold on to your skins. Now, one question I have received quite a lot is, won't the operation actually make skin prices drop because people will sell their skins in order to buy the new ones? And normally this is a narrative that I could agree with, but in the case of CS2 specifically, I actually am going to go ahead and say that it'll help old skin prices. And the reason for this is just because we've had such a lackluster launch with such a huge lack of content. People are literally craving new content and we haven't gotten it yet. So if we do end up actually getting an operation, that should actually only bode well for the player base and for the skins market as a whole. If an operation comes out, we might actually see the player count numbers that we were projecting from the original CS2 launch. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that the CS2 devs might go in a completely different direction. With the new game, there's always potential that they could step away from the operation format entirely and do something completely new that we've never seen before. Now, obviously, as this is something hypothetical and new, I don't really know what that looks like, but maybe it'll be similar to an operation, but not exactly the same thing. But the bottom line is, the prospects for CS2 look pretty positive. Now that we have the baseline game, there's a lot that the devs can build on, and hopefully craft a really cool, content-rich experience for everybody that's been supporting the game for so long. Like I said, the devs do seem very actively interested in both the game itself and, of course, the skins market, so I'd say not to worry in terms of your skin investments and maybe just continue holding them. In terms of an upcoming operation, as I said in previous videos, I don't believe that an operation can really be overinvested. If CS2 decides to actually drop an operation, I'm sure we'll have many great investment opportunities there. So if you've got a lot of balance right now, maybe you went ahead and bought into army sheens and then made a nice little stack off of those. I do the same thing that skin holders are probably doing and just wait for the next operation. One thing that I'll note though is that right now a lot of skin prices have actually dropped, so maybe look around at some investments that you may have had in mind and determine if you want to buy those right now for their cheaper prices. Anyway, that's going to go ahead and sum up my current thoughts. Of course, I'll be making more CS2 content as the days come, so be sure to stick around and watch the channel. Let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. It helps me immensely and costs you absolutely nothing. Subscribe to the channel for the best CS2 investment tips anywhere else on YouTube. Check out my Discord server and my Twitter with the links in the description below. If you have any further questions, you can go ahead and ask me, and I'll answer all your questions completely for free. And be sure to check out SkinSwap. Thanks guys, just wanted to do a little bit of a shorter, more concise video for today. See you next time. Peace.